Mark. Well, second year in a row I've been given an unfollowable act. She was fantastic, Rachel. Thank you very much. Lord Mayor, Ministers, President, honoured guests, ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure on behalf of BT to welcome you all here this evening to the annual dinner for the Northern Ireland Chamber of Commerce. It's hard to believe 2014 is almost over. I know certainly for me it's a year that has gone past remarkably quickly. And I would like to take this opportunity just to thank Kevin, Anne and the whole Chamber team for the work that they have done throughout the year. I know I speak for everyone here when I say, Anne, that we really do appreciate the work that you and the team do right throughout the year to support Northern Ireland business, and well done on another great year. This is also a time of year where I get to reflect on a year past, and what I do every year is I go back and I look at the videos on YouTube of what these events held. You'll be pleased to know that there is still strong viewership for those videos. I have now 20 views on all of those videos. And I have to say, even when you take away my mum's views, that is still an impressive number. But I look back at 2011 through to today, and it's interesting the mood of the speeches in those different years. If you think back to 2011, the mood was one of cautious optimism. We'd just done the MTV Music Awards. There seemed to be a stabilization in the economy, and in general people were starting to feel a little more optimistic. In 2012 then, there was almost a nervous anticipation. We'd secured the G8, we knew that the City of Culture was going to be coming to Derry in the year ahead, the Police and Fire Games were going to be coming to Belfast, and there was that palpable sense of anticipation in the air. And for us as a business in BT, we were in a similar position. We knew we were going to be getting into the sports market, which was a big step for us as a business, and we had just concluded the rollout of our fibre network in conjunction with the Department of Enterprise, Trade and Investment here in Northern Ireland, making Northern Ireland the most connected region in Europe. We then wind forward to 2013, and in 2013 there was, I think, a sense of a milestone achieved. Within Northern Ireland we had delivered a phenomenal G8. The City of Culture, the Police and Fire Games had gone so well, and we had just concluded the investment conference led by Invest in I and Alistair Hamilton, a superb success for Northern Ireland, and there was that sense of a milestone achieved. And I was trying to work out what does now feel like. And I have to say my overwhelming sense at the moment is one of finished the job. When I think of our own business, we've done a phenomenal job on the rollout of fibre broadband, but we've got to 90%. There is still more to do. We will never get to 100%, but there's a project underway right as we speak, the Northern Ireland Broadband Improvement Project, again in conjunction with DETI, which will include a further 45,000 homes and businesses, and 9,000 of those will get full fibre right into the premise, delivering speeds of 330 megabytes. That is really impressive speed, and that we will deliver our first customer in Glengormley in December of this year. We have to finish that job. When I consider not just the rollout of the network, but we've got to get businesses using it, and I've spoken many times before of the numbers and the impact it can have on the economy. 1.2% GDP for every 10% uptake of fibre broadband is a metric that's used right across the globe, so significant growth potential. But I thought I'd talk about a specific business and the impact it's had on them. And it's a business called the Good Food and Wine Company, based up in Ballymoney. It's a husband and wife team, Nick Lestis and his wife Michelle, and they set up an artisan food shop. Unremarkable in its own right, other than a key differentiator for Northern Ireland is the quality of the food here. But they've done something a little bit different. They attended some Skype conferences that were organised by Invest in I that told them about how Spanish producers had created hampers and exported them all over the world. They used their fibre broadband to create an online presence to not just sell here locally in Northern Ireland, but to export their product all over the world. And they continue to use that to give them a lower cost base and a global market to sell to. Small and medium businesses are the lifeblood of this economy. They are a key to the growth of this economy. And fibre broadband is a key enabler for those organisations to grow and be successful. So, we have to finish the job. I wanted to conclude my remarks this evening by just telling you about my moustache. It's not me, as somebody has suggested, trying to do a poor impression of Jerry Mallon. I am participating in Movember this year, and it was really encouraging to see many Mo Bros as I walked in this evening, because I think the entire Northern Ireland Chamber team are doing Movember. But I'm doing it this... That was a point that didn't need clarification, Anne. And I think that counts as an excellent save on my part. I'm doing Movember this year because my father, 10 years ago, passed away from prostate cancer. So in his honour, I'm doing Movember. And if any of you are so minded, you can find my page on the Movember site, and you can, by all means, give a donation. But I thought I'd tell a little story about him, because he's had a big influence on my life. And one of my earliest memories of him is, and probably why I remember it, is because it was captured on a Super 8 cine film, where he took a film of my first ever rugby game. And it was Terenure College, who I played for, against St Michael's. And it was like every rugby game. It was 15 against 15, all running around, as 8-year-olds, running around, and at the ball. There was no structure to the game. I could be seen dancing around the edges, not particularly interested in getting involved in the melee, clearly demonstrating my aptitude as a winger, which went on to be my position in later life. But all of a sudden, I jumped into the middle of the melee, came out with the ball, and shot up the pitch. I ran the full length of the pitch and dived across the line to score my try. And I jumped to my feet to celebrate, and you can see this in the grainy images of the Super 8 movie. And as I stand up, the prop forward from St Michael's literally runs over the top of me. He picks up the ball and he runs the full length of the pitch. Now, many of you would think that he was maybe just a sore loser. But actually, on further inspection of the film, you would see that what I had done was I had dived across the 22. And the reason I remember this is in the car on the way home, my dad, and you can see the film bouncing as this is happening with my father. I don't know whether he was laughing or crying, but he took the opportunity to teach me, and he said, you learned a valuable lesson today. He said, you had done all of the hard work, but you have to finish the job. So in 2015, why don't we finish the job? I'd like to thank you for listening to me and wish you a very enjoyable evening.